Like you guys are trying to say.
And 3 years ago, it was Luka Garza. That doesn't mean anything.
Luka Garza?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
It does mean things. Like
he's good.
Yeah, the only reason.
But bro, nobody's arguing that Cooper Flag's not good.
The only reason you're saying
everyone in this room
mean nothing because you've seen him not produce. We don't know that about Cooper.
Bro. Everyone in this room thinks Cooper Flag's gonna be an all-star.
No, I'm telling you right now. Right, you just said that it doesn't matter.
Gang, both of the arguments you guys are stating right now are all maybes. But we're talking about the most realistic.
I'm telling you.
The fact that you said about the Giannis point,
that's not happening, bro.
If that happens, that's very crazy. If it happens, that'll be a crazy thing to happen.
I bet every dollar I'm making.
And I feel like if that does happen, Cooper Flag will not be. His name will not mean nothing. His worth will go down.
We're gonna have to see when the NBA when the Super Cup.
No, for sure.
He's gonna be nice.
But mind you, he's going against niggas his size and even stronger.
And faster.
And faster.
And smarter. And
more experienced.
Everyone's better than him.
With ease.
Cooper's not even a top player on his team right now.
Who? I feel like the argument I made earlier was that I feel like right now he has a lot of immature traits. There's a lot of immature.
In 2 years, he's the third best player on his team.
Yep, I agree.
Playing with a player like Anthony.
Oh, for sure, obviously.
He give me more of a Jason Tatum.
Nah, I will choose him. I ain't gonna lie. If we're talking about AD, you're talking about AD in 2 years. I will pick up Cooper over AD in 2 years with ease. 110%.
I don't want to say with ease.
100. Gang, he's barely producing right now, and he's hurt. He keeps getting hurt. Yeah, you can't even keep him in the season. You can't even keep him throughout the season. What are y'all talking about? How many games did we get him out of the season? How many games did we get AD out of the season?
That's not what you said.
That is what I said.
You said he's not producing. He is producing.
I said we can't even.
What?
I said he's not going to be able to produce because we can't even keep him in the season. That's what I said. He was just so quick to jump.
Wasn't that nigga like? Didn't he go like? Wasn't he like D0? He was like JUCO, and then he made the NBA. He has a crazy story.
Who said Cabasso cute?
Who said that?
Somebody in chat about Cabasso cute.
Oh, they talked about it. Yeah, I'm not talking about it.
Yo, no, this nigga was like D3 or JUCO or something.
Saying that AD cannot play.
We can't. Like he's always getting hurt.
You're talking about
nigga injury. So you're saying if you're trying to say the argument that injury does not play a role, that's you're bugging. Because if that was the case, Embiid would be the talk of the town in a lot of seasons. Embiid came and
said, "was MVP last year." What do you mean?
I'm saying though, Embiid is first off, Philly is in crucial part right now. They're not ass. They had a full squad and it was consistent.
Paul George is ass and overpaid.
Paul George is always getting hurt. Paul George has been fucking worn out since he came out of OKC.
Even when he was playing, I'm saying he's ass and overpaid.
110%. He's not lying though.
No, he's ass.
If you can't produce longevity throughout the season, your worth should not be as high. A lot of players. Do you understand? Do you know they made the new MVP? If you miss how many games in the season? If you don't make 60 games, you can't be a candidate.
I think that's a bad rule.
They did that because you know how much people.
I think it's a shit rule.
The numbers been good.
Yes, it is. That's why everybody in the NBA is getting hurt. They play too many games. Make the NBA in season 6.
Man, that's pussy talk. That's pussy talk.
We just have 3 Achilles torns in the same playoff.
Bro.
That's why the NBA is getting worse. Okay, listen. Why is technology and everything is getting better? Why are players getting more injured?
But back then, when people had less technology, why were they even more durable?
Because they played less,
and they were playing way more physical than now.
Basketball culture nowadays,
nigga, they played more physical.
Listen.
What are you talking about?
Kids nowadays at 9 years old are playing 3 games a day for the whole life, and then they make it to the NBA and they play 82 games. That's not sustainable. Even though science and technology is getting better,
the games throughout the season never changed. In basketball,
I'm saying basketball culture as a whole, outside of the NBA, people are playing way more basketball. Do you not agree? Think
yes. Now what's this?
Yes. Listen. Why you don't listen, bro?
You're repeating the same thing.
Why you don't listen already? I'm saying there's more wear and tear on basketball players today. Because that's why even though science is getting better, technology is getting better, we see players getting more injuries. We see more injuries amongst top players, even though we have better recovery, we have better understanding of what the human body can do, we have better ways of coming back from injury. It's because players as a whole, from a young age, are playing way too much basketball.
You said the same thing, just added more words.
Listen.
Like I was about to say, you said nothing different. The point that I was trying to make is, gang, back then basketball, gang, they're playing on concrete. The shoes weren't even developed, nigga. The rules were even way more physical. Niggas is getting hooked and clothesline in mid-air, and they will still continuously play with no rules.
You are
and no disregard.
You're a YouTube basketball merchant.
No, that's the
basketball
truth,
back in the day.
What the fuck is this nigga?
Yes,
that's the truth.
Everything you
That's
said
the
was true.
fact.
You're a YouTube
Nigga,
basketball
since we were young, you're talking about. First off, technology now is so developed to where like, if you utilize it correctly, LeBron is a proof in the pudding by that. He's a rare breed. LeBron is a rare breed.
I hate
LeBron
that
is a
niggas
rare
use
breed.
exceptions to a rule. We should never bring up LeBron James in an argument about longevity. That nigga is not normal.
I say he's a rare breed.
Why are there more injuries?
Why is there more injuries?
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why you
I'm gonna explain to you.
No. I'm not saying. I didn't make no point about why there is more injuries. I'm just saying what I said is. He's saying right now it's not sustainable because they're playing all these games since you're a young boy to now. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that doesn't even mean nothing because back then there was less more technology, there was less more development, there was less more recovery technology for people to even stay well.
True.
And there was less injuries back then.
True. Then why?
So what's the difference now?
The difference is you're a YouTube basketball merchant. Let me answer your question.
Why would we shorten the game?
Let me answer your question.
Why would we shorten the game?
I can shorten the season.
Okay, why? Why?
You gonna let me answer the question?
Please don't.
Yes, they had more shoes. They played on concrete more. Whatever. They had less technology. They were. What is it? Oh my god! Gotta hook it.
That shit sounds like it's all of that.
All right. Let's continue this conversation. Can I? You gonna let me answer the question now?
If you repeat yourself, oh God, I'm cutting
yourself. Let me answer the question.
Go on.
You made everything you said was correct. You're not listening. Everything you said was correct. Right? He said they had worse shoes. They did. They had worse technology. They did. It was more physical. That's debatable. But let me answer the question.
This is
debatable because basketball played differently. At the same time, players play less. They played less, right? The point I made that already exists. 2, players are infinitely slower. Players jump less. They don't jump as high. They're less athletic. So there's less wear and tear on the body. If we can move better, it's going to have more of a wear effect on the body, correct? Okay, the higher you jump, the more.
We go to the next point. We go to the next point. We go to the next point. If we move better, right? How the hell is there more injuries? We're moving better.
Listen,
so we're not moving more efficiently.
Let me finish. You didn't let me finish.
Finish.
We are moving more efficiently. It's just a simple fact of life. We're human. The higher you jump, the more wear there is on your knees.
For sure.
You can mitigate that, but you can't completely negate that. That's a fact because we're human. It's how our body works. It's how we age, right? So we have to adapt to the fact that we're moving smarter, we're moving better, we're moving faster, we're moving more. We have to adapt to that. We're gonna adapt to that by doing less games. Another reason why the game is just played faster. Not only are we moving faster, we're playing faster. In the NBA back in the day, the reason why the scoring average was like 80 points for a team was because there was like 30 possessions less a quarter. If there's 30 more possessions, bro, we're moving hella quick.
Hold on. Put this back in.
Let me see.
Put this here. Blocking that.
Oh, that. You are whole.
Block, bro.
Yeah, you say that.
Damn, man.
Don't got no other people for you to feel real about.
Just bring that little stool thing from downstairs.
Wait, who is this? Oh,
I didn't think he was in this draft though. Oh no, that's not the guy I was talking about.
No Lantrell. Anything about that or something?
He's another Prince guy. He was like the number one over. He was Victor's teammate. Victor Wembanyama's teammate. Forgot. I don't know his name. Bilal. He's already in the league. He's on Washington.
Yeah.
I'm bugging.
I'm right. No, I'm right. It's not even about winning. I'm right. It's not that he's wrong.
He's saying he's right because since people are more efficient in the league, we need to lessen the games.
Yes.
What is that? No. First off,
He doesn't need to listen.
He's
That's not what I said.
Let me say something else right now.
That's not what I said.
He thinks basketball is just basketball. It's bigger than that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
It's bigger than that. It's a business. It's a business before they don't even care about the love of the game anymore. That's just over with.
Then why
It's a business thing on a first game. So for them to lessen.
Why are we
Wait, what?
talking about business? We're talking about why players are getting more hurt. We're talking about
No. You're saying to lessen the games, though.
yes, for injury.
Another reason why they're not going to lessen the games is because of money, gang.
Yeah, but that's not the conversation. The conversation is why
How
they
is that
should.
not the conversation?
The conversation is why they
lessening
should.
the
Why
games.
they saying why they aren't?
I'm trying to tell you, they don't care about that. It's a business thing.
That's not my point. My point is they should.
I know that, buddy.
I said they should, and you said, "Oh, that's pussy shit." That's not the argument you made.
He's saying that they should for the game because
And he said that's pussy shit. I said that's not pussy shit.
and you know about every playing NBA.
His first point was people are playing so much more games, and that people are getting more hurt. You can play the same amount of games in the league anytime. But then he brought up the lifespan. So people playing ball since they were young to now. Is that am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Is that
No,
what
you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
That's not what he said
Let me
this whole time.
explain, yo. You don't let people. You don't listen.
No.
You're so hard-headed.
You repeat.
No. I'm not gonna repeat. I'm gonna throw away that whole argument.
Everybody listen.
We're gonna talk about the NBA
Listen,
only now because you're
Also,
so,
only bring
no,
up NBA. You
let
just
me
brought up the whole thing.
speak. No,
NBA. He's switching up his point now.
I'm switching it up because you don't fucking listen.
Come on, bro.
Let me speak. You don't let me talk.
No, listen.
I'm gonna
talk correct.
I'm gonna talk.
All that
I'm
extra
gonna talk
talking,
correct.
shut that shit up. Just tighten up
I'm
and
not
talk.
gonna talk until you start.
No, but he ODing it. Tighten the fuck up.
She
Talk.
didn't let me talk.
Just shut the fuck up and talk now,
Bro,
bro.
shut up.
Go.
Let me talk.
Because he's
I'm like,
bugging
bro,
out.
What?
Bro.
Because he
Come on.
knows he's wrong. I'm
not. You just.
I'm not gonna talk to him no more
Go.
because he doesn't know how to stop talking. He's like a little girl. I'm gonna take out the whole even though it's true, I'm gonna take it away because he's gonna focus on that. I'm gonna talk about the 82 games only specifically. He made the point, right? This whole argument started because I said we should spend the NBA season to mitigate injury a little bit.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, that's pussy shit," and I said, "No, that's not pussy shit." I'm gonna give you the facts. Let's talk about the 82 game span the NBA players are playing. He made a good point. All facts. Shoes were worse back then. Technology was worse as a whole. Players play the same exact amount of games, right? All that yada yada yada. In the same 82 games nowadays, players are playing more minutes.
Yeah.
Is that not wrong? The game is much faster paced. What does that say?
Facts.
They're playing more and there's more wear and tear on the body.
Nah, for real, he's great.
At the same time,
What
right?
is that about?
At the same time,
Yeah.
players are more athletic, so they're jumping higher. What does that mean? If you jump, if a nigga's jumping 30 inches versus 40 inches, who has more tear on their muscles and ligaments?
They're jumping high, it's putting more pressure on
Players are faster. If a nigga's going down the court 23 miles per hour versus a nigga that's going to the court 17 miles per hour, who has more wear and tear on their body?
You talking about sister Aisha?
Now, not only are they moving faster, not only are the niggas moving 23 versus 17 now, they're moving 23 more often versus 17 less often.
Okay.
The NBA back then was like 30 possessions less a quarter. Do you know how insane that is? Think about a possession. And you're moving at that same speed every time, and you're moving faster, stronger. Everyone else is moving faster, stronger. It's a different game. You can't bring up the game back then. That's why we say players today are so much better. They're just getting hurt more because they're getting hurt more because they're way too good. That's the point I'm trying to make. So it's not pussy shit to shorten the season. It's gonna protect the players because players nowadays, realistically, are way too athletic, are way too strong, and are playing way too fast to be playing 82 games a season. It was made 82 games a season in a time where niggas couldn't put the ball behind their backs. It's a different game.
Okay.
Add insult to injury. I'm going to go back to the original point. Add insult to injury. Basketball culture as a whole has these niggas doing that same exact movements when they're even younger. So not only is the wear and tear increasing when they're in the NBA, that wear and tear has already started when they're in 11th grade. Now you see what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, he made some good points. Y'all.
What?
So
Yeah,
what's your rebut?
Still stand on everything I said.
What do you
None of it. Just because they're much better now, that doesn't mean. First off, your point, you're saying that people moving at a faster pace.
Oh shit!
That's crazy.
Kristaps Porzingis, Trey Young, John Collins.
No, that's actually
Oh, not
crazy.
John
Listen,
Collins.
For who?
Atlanta just picked up Derek Queen.
Oh, he's on
They
Pelicans
first of
now.
all, they were looking for a two-way player
and a defensive rim protector. They should have picked up Ace in the Well.
Oh, I'm click. Yo, it's hot.
And also Ace in the Well is an in-state kid. He's from Atlanta, so it would have been better for him. They would have loved him if he went to Atlanta. But they picked up Derek Quinn, his teammate. Which is still not a bad pick, but Ace in the Well going to Atlanta would have been better.
They don't give a fuck
I didn't even know he was going to job. Because remember he transferred to a school
Maryland.
that was there. No.
I want to hear
He left Maryland to go to
another school.
in Baltimore University.
Exactly.
Now leave it over there. Keeps falling.
Do you agree with anything that he said?
I never disagree with anything that he said, but I still disagree on a point to make the games, to shorten the games.
So you don't care about players getting injured more?
No, I just think they should play more efficient.
What do you mean more efficient?
Efficiently on their
NBA is the
body.
most efficient.
If there's more wear and tear on what they're doing nowadays, what's the problem?
What does efficiency look like? What do you mean efficient? You're saying a
I'm
word.
talking about body wise.
Body wise?
How are they not moving more?
If they're moving more efficiently, right?
They are.
They would have way more less injuries in the league. Clearly, that's not the case. And you need to understand, there's more rules to protect players nowadays than before. Way more rules.
Okay,
you can't even put your hands on a player and not get away from it.
But
so therefore, if there's rules and everything to help them back them up from all that injury, what the fuck are they doing to themselves now?
You want to know what it is? They're playing too much. Bro, you have the answer to the question. You have the answer to the question.
But they're playing the same amount of games way back then. Way more aggressive.
Yes, but it's the
so you can't say you can't compare the two because I can very much compare the two.
Because I just explained to you that even though they're playing the same amount of games on paper, there's more wear and tear nowadays because we're better and we're faster and we're playing faster. Am I right? Am I wrong?
They're probably playing 3 games a week. They're traveling. They're traveling on planes. They're getting basically no rest time in between those games. So I know that they're traveling more and that they get no time to what's that called rest.
If I'm not wrong, didn't they separate games by games even a bit longer or a day later from each other?
Yeah, why?
They reschedule games out.
Yeah,
right?
Why?
Back then the games were a lot more close to each other.
They're still back to backs.
Let's keep it on the ground.
They're still back to
back. Right
yeah, but he's not understanding.
Right?
The time with it's like okay, 50 years ago, right? It's like players were just not playing the game the same way. There was more ball movement. Yeah. There was less cutting. There was less change of directions. You have to understand the simple addition of ball, the way the ball is handled now. Pause. The way we handle the ball. Pause. The way players dribble nowadays, right? That simple change of cutting, of stopping and going because we're moving faster, of cutting back, of changing directions. All of that is wear and tear on your ligaments, bro. And the fact that we're doing all of these extra movements on top of the movements we were doing before, each one more efficiently, you can't the 282 game seasons are not comparable. You're doing more. It's like 2 employees.
We're doing more protection.
Listen, it's like there is protection. Yes.
There's less protection then, and they're doing about the same and not no different.
Protection, bro.
Protection plays a very big role.
You can't remove the human body. The human body is still the human body. We're just moving better. We still have the same knees. Our knees still operate the same. We have the same joints. We're just moving them faster, bro.
They actually develop.
So can I make a point on what
they do?
Guys said?
That's a fact.
So what David said, they played 82 games back then.
Yes.
They still play 82 games now.
Yeah.
And I understand possession, and they're playing at more faster pace.
Mm-hmm.
They're not playing that much half court basketball.
Yeah.
Which they did back then.
Yeah.
So, and to David's point, right? You're saying that it was 3 Achilles tears this year.
This season. Playoff.
Yeah. Lillard, Jason Tatum,
and Halliburton.
No, and you seen most of them are non-contact movement.
Right? And it always starts with a strain. Mm-hmm. Mind you, these niggas have access to the best facilities in the world. For hydration, for muscle recovery, for loosening the muscles.
How many players do go out there all season and take care of their body?
A lot.
How many players?
More than you. All of them. Bro, a lot of these
players we're talking about smoke their life out.
A lot of these NBA players are contractually obligated to do some of those recovery things.
Yeah,
you guys don't understand that.
That's a fact.
Are they really taking care of their body? That's also a part of the team.
You don't know that. And if you really want to talk about it, all of these niggas that we're talking about, they smoke their life away. Majority of them.
Players back then did crack.
110%. 110%.
You seen that Sean Kemp? Clip from like 2 months ago?
I don't think I ever played a game sober.
Yeah.
That nigga never got hurt.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
No, but yeah,
Because the nigga, all the nigga did was drop step dunk.
and
Niggas his
honestly,
size nowadays, you know what they doing? You know what? Listen, Sean Kemp was drop step dunking. All due respect, the nigga was. You know what niggas his size nowadays are doing?
Numbness was.
Tween, hezzy,
But listen,
stop and stop and go. All that is added to the game. All of that is added to the wear and tear.
It's the team's fault that these players are not always healthy because once you guys are just asking, are they really take care of the body? It should be also on them to take care of their body.
Well, that's the
But
business
it's a
part he's
team-
talking about.
It's a team part to take care, make sure the players are healthy.
Oh, Carter Bryant to the Spurs. I like that.
They're letting players go out there with strength. Like I
Yeah, the Spurs
understand
ain't
that
chip
the
in 5
playoffs
years.
is going to go home, so you can't really sit out and play all the time. But even in regular season, they're letting players play with strains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now you have the business aspect of people getting mad because players are not playing, but they're hurt. So now
I agree.
it comes up.
The business
Now they have
aspect plays a
The
lingering-
very
business
big role.
aspect is the team is not giving a fuck. They want the players to play. I'm paying you to play.
That's what I'm saying. So now
What
they
about the
got
fans?
Huh?
The fans
it's
that
the fans. That's what it's mainly about.
Yeah, but the franchise wants to win.
So
That's
to
why
me,
Halliburton
I
played.
understand your argument.
So you're saying
I understand your argument, but I'm gonna agree with that.
he's contradicted
On
himself.
what
I'm gonna
part?
tell you what reason I agree with that.
Wait, but what part are you agreeing with? What are we
He
arguing
just
with?
contradicted himself just
So
now.
my point is right. I don't think players are taking the offseason to work on their body.
That's fair.
I'm gonna tell you why. For how long has it been we haven't seen Zion play a full season?
Well, he's fat.
Why?
He's also an anomaly. We've
No,
never
He's
seen a
not
nigga
an
that's
anomaly.
6'6",
No,
260,
listen.
360
You're
windmill.
missing
That's
my
why
point.
Zion is the perfect example.
No, you're
He's
missing my
the middle
point.
ground.
No, but you were the
Yes,
one-
this
yes,
nigga just-
yes,
No, because this nigga was the one that said like they're
yes,
obligated to do that.
yes. Yes.
I'm gonna do what?
No, they are.
Take care of their body.
Zion has a clause in
Now
his
when we talk about
contract.
Zion point and
Uh,
shit.
And
Now
Yes.
he's neglecting.
No, I'm not neglecting it. Zion has a clause in his contract
No, you're right.
that
Look.
if he's over 250 pounds,
No,
he
he
gets
does have that,
fined,
yeah.
bro.
No, but listen,
You can't say they're
that's-
not.
that's
My
the
point is very valid.
No, that's the point I'm making. So if that's the case, my point still stands. He's not taking care of his
I'm
body.
gonna show you why Zion proves my point.
No. Listen.
Yes,
Listen
you
to what
could
I'm
be
saying.
right. You could be right. You could be right.
Listen to what I'm saying.
When
Hold
was
on.
the last time we've seen a nigga who was 6'6"? Mind you, I've seen
doesn't matter,
Zion
though.
play in person.
No.
The nigga moves faster than the guards on the
No,
court.
we're making two different